Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Patke and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to analyze one of the greatest World Cup games of all time yesterday. And actually, the game finished at 3:15 or 3:20 a.m. by Indian Standard Time. One of the most magnificent games of all time. The quarter final between the Argentines and the Netherlands. It looked a plain sailing for the Argentinians until the 83rd minute when Weghorst suddenly uh, jumped Netherlands back into the game, but the drama wasn't over yet. As after the match, goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez of Argentina accused the referee of adding too much extra added time, that is actually the 10 minutes, which enabled Netherlands to equalize and send the game to the penalty shootout. Weghorst once again carrying the Netherlands' hope entirely on his shoulder. And yes, it was quite a game. It was ill-tempered. 17 yellow cards were shown, including a red card to Denzel Dumfries during the penalty shootout. There was a lot of aji-baji between the players after the game as well. It was started by actually, as per the Lionel Messi statement, Louis Van Gaal, who said before the game started yesterday that actually they have a plan to stop Lionel Messi, and when he doesn't get the ball, Argentina play with 10 players instead of 11. After the victory, Messi was actually pumped up. You never see that with him. And he marched towards Louis Van Gaal and started shouting some expletives, I guess, but I don't know he did shout some expletive or not. But he had quite a few things to say to Louis Van Gaal, and visibly Louis Van Gaal was actually shocked that the player of the temperament of Lionel Messi could speak such things. He riled him up, but actually Van Gaal didn't respond anything, and he graciously quit as the Netherlands head coach after a fine performance by the Netherlands. As we know that everyone coming into the game had rightly so predicted that Argentina were the favorites. Indeed, Argentina went through, but Netherlands should be proud of their efforts, and this victory will stand Argentinians in the good stage in the semi final. But coming into the game, Lionel Messi showed once again why he's the best player in the world. I think many Ronaldo fans won't agree with me, but that is just my perspective and I respect yours. Acuna scored a brilliant goal from a magnificent through pass from Messi in the 30. Molina, I beg your pardon, scored a magnificent goal from a brilliant through pass from Messi, and think that was smooth sailing. Lionel Messi converted a penalty in the 73rd minute, and the game looked all but done and dusted. But actually, Weghorst had other ideas. We have to give credit to Louis Van Gaal as well. He knew that in this game, unfortunately, Memphis Depay was marked very efficiently by the Argentinian defense and couldn't show his true potential. So quickly he substituted him, and Weghorst's substitution was one of the most striking aspects in this game. As we know that Louis Van Gaal is very popular in making such unconventional but the decisions which are very good for the benefit of the Netherlands team. Many of you would remember that he substituted the keeper and brought on Tim Krul specifically for the penalty shootout in the 2014 World Cup against Costa Rica, and Tim Krul did his job brilliantly by saving two penalties. So he has a tactical nous, and Louis Van Gaal is actually one of the greatest coaches of all time. He has extensively coached Ajax, AZ Alkmaar, FC Barcelona as well during their successful period from mid 1990s to early 2000s. He was a vital catalyst after the departure of Sir Bobby Robson. Anyways, only he also took charge of the Netherlands for a couple of times before this stint, and his last stint as a manager was Manchester United coach, which was actually not very, I would say, rewarding for himself as well, and ended controversially. He despite the fact that he won the FA Cup in his second season, only 2 years were given to him, which actually I think was a mistake. If they continued with Louis Van Gaal, after 3 or 4 years, results would have been different, as was the case in Manchester City. But anyways, that is not the topic. Coming into this game, the tempers flared from both the sides. The substitutes of the Netherlands team, Lang, also got the yellow card, and there was heated discussions during the penalty shootout as well. And if you remember, in the 79th or 78th minute, after Emiliano Martinez had saved the shot, he actually barged over Frankie de Jong and he didn't like it. So the celebrations when Weghorst scored were very extensive and he celebrated right in front of the Argentinian box. So that riled the emotions up, and I think it was one of the great games of all time. This is what the World Cup brings out. Me as an Indian, I think uh, because my perspective is that Argentina were always the favorite, but we have to give credit to the Netherlands as well. And unfortunately, 11 consecutive World Cup games were won by Louis van Gaal, and the only previous defeat of Van Gaal in World Cups was against Argentina itself in the 2014 World Cup semi-final, that too on penalty shootout. But he should be proud of his players, and we have to give credit to Van Gaal as well, because at 71 years of age he has done 25 rounds of radiation therapy to cure his prostate cancer, and he has said that it has quote unquote done his work, but still he has to take further treatment. But the way that he just energized the whole Dutch squad, gave them good spirit and kept their morale up high, and his entertaining press conferences as well as usual. So we have to give credit to Louis van Gaal. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. I think not at par with Sir Alex, but certainly in the pantheon of greats like Sir Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, Jupp Heynckes, Zinedine Zidane, and Fabio Capello, I beg your pardon, and many others. So he has created a rich legacy for himself, and whoever succeeds Van Gaal will have the opportunity to build upon the base and do something special for the Netherlands. So near yet so far, but now as the Brazil were knocked out, Argentina are the favorites along with France. The odds are marginally in favor of France, that they will beat England, but it is not going to be a cakewalk at all, as we know that this is the best English team in a generation, and they will certainly be up for a fight. And I think that game can be the match of the tournament and replace this game as the match of the tournament. But anyways, the point I am making is that a fantastic ad for the World Cup as well. As we know that human rights issues, anti-LGBTQ plus issues, etc., have dominated headlines outside of the pitch. But the sparkling success that the quality of matches has brought will certainly take some what you say sheen away from the criticism and put the football back into spotlight, which should be always the thing. Many people thought that not having Germany, for example, or Spain progressing further into the last 8 or last 4 would have a detrimental effect on the World Cup, but the quality and the sheer resilience that the teams have shown is wonderful. And for example, Morocco as well, nobody expected them to make it out of the group, but they did and fashioned a memorable victory over Spain as well. So this World Cup is proving full of upsets, and yeah, it's a good advertisement for football, because Europe has been the cradle of football for a long time, especially since the early 1990s, and it is very heartening to see teams in the Asian confederations as well, that is Australia, Japan, and South Korea making it to the last 16. So the level of football in Europe is very high, but actually the level of football, it is not what is needed in Africa and Asia. So the success of Morocco and the three AFC teams will certainly boost the image of football in the subcontinent, and in Asia and in Africa as well. As we know, they are a football mad continent, but the success has been very less in terms of the World Cup. But anyways, coming into this game, a great game. Argentina deserved to go through, I would say, and I have to give credit to Emiliano Martinez as well for his tremendous penalty saves. He has proven that again. He proved that against Colombia in the semi-final as well in last year's Copa America victory for Argentina. And yes, he speaks his mind. He's sometimes controversial, but he gets the job done. And he, after the match, also claimed, as I said at the start of my video, that the referee, he had no idea why 10 additional minutes were given, and actually the referee wanted to wanted the Netherlands to score and send the game into extra time. So that is quite a controversial statement to make. It is interesting to see if FIFA takes action against him or some kind of fine will be levied against him. But I guess he couldn't care less because his team is in the semi-final of the World Cup, and we are one step closer for a dream Ronaldo Messi clash in the 2022 FIFA World Cup, which is taking place in Qatar. So who knows? Fingers crossed. But I think this World Cup is certainly one of the best of all time. So how did you like my analysis of this game? Please tell in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for further notifications. We'll meet in the next video. Till then everyone, bye, and hopefully you enjoy the World Cup. Thank you.